Un estudiante brillante encuentra un cuaderno que le otorga el poder de decidir sobre la vida y la muerte. ¿Qué harías con ese poder? Esta es la historia de Light Yagami y su descenso a la oscuridad. Un viaje que lo transformó de un idealista a un tirano. A lo largo de este video, exploraremos su origen, su ascenso como Kira y la intensa batalla de ingenio que libró contra quienes intentaron detenerlo. Analizaremos su compleja psicología y cómo su búsqueda de una utopía lo llevó a cometer actos atroces. El clímax revelará su momento más vulnerable y su caída final. Terminaremos con una pregunta. Si tuvieras el Death Note, ¿seguirías el mismo camino que Light? No olvides suscribirte, darle like y comentar. Imagine holding the power of a god in your hands. A single notebook, a pen, and the ability to decide who lives and who dies. What would you do with such power? Would you become a savior, a monster, or something in between? This is the story of a young man who faced that very choice. A story that begins with a black notebook falling from the sky. His name is Light Yagami. On the surface, he's the perfect son, a brilliant student at the top of his class, destined for a great future. But beneath that flawless exterior lies a deep-seated boredom and a profound cynicism towards the world. He sees a world rotting from crime and corruption, a system that fails to deliver true justice. He yearns for change, for a way to cleanse the world of its filth. Then, one day, his wish is granted in the most terrifying way imaginable. He finds the Death Note. The rules are simple. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. At first, there's disbelief, maybe even a hint of morbid curiosity. He tests it on a criminal he sees on the news. 40 seconds later, the criminal dies of a heart attack. It's real. The power is real. This is the moment Light's transformation begins. He's no longer just a student. He is the hand of judgment. He adopts the alias Kira, derived from the English word killer, and begins his crusade. Criminals across the globe start dropping dead from inexplicable heart attacks. The public is divided. Some see Kira as a hero, a divine punisher. Others see a mass murderer, a threat to the very foundation of society. But Light's crusade doesn't go unchallenged. The world's greatest detective, known only by the single letter L, steps in. L is Light's polar opposite, eccentric, disheveled, and operating from the shadows. He quickly deduces that Kira is in Japan and has access to police information. This marks the beginning of one of the most legendary rivalries in anime history. A thrilling, high-stakes chess match where every move could mean death. Light, using his father's position in the police force, joins the investigation to hunt Kira, placing himself right next to the man trying to catch him. It's a breathtaking game of cat and mouse, with both Light and L constantly trying to outwit each other. Light even has to engineer complex scenarios, like temporarily giving up ownership of the Death Note to prove his innocence, showcasing his incredible intellect and terrifying foresight. The dynamic of the story becomes even more complex with the arrival of Misa Amane. A famous model who worships Kira for avenging her parents' murder, Misa finds her own Death Note and gains the Shinigami eyes, allowing her to see anyone's true name and lifespan with just a look. She's impulsive, deeply devoted to Light, and becomes a powerful but unpredictable pawn in his game. Light manipulates her love, using her abilities to further his plans while seeing her as little more than a tool. This is a key part of his descent. He's no longer just killing criminals. He's now willing to use and sacrifice anyone who gets in his way, even those who love him. Did you know the creators of Death Note, Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata, put incredible thought into Light's design? His name, Light, is deeply ironic, symbolizing his belief that he's a beacon of hope while he descends into darkness. The name Yagami can be written with kanji that mean night god, a direct nod to his Kira persona. Even his character design evolved. Initially, he was meant to look more like a regular guy, but he was later redesigned to have a dual appearance: the calm, collected student, and the cold, menacing Kira, often distinguished by a shift in his eyes or a subtle change in expression. This visual duality is a constant reminder of the war raging within him. The battle of wits with L reaches a shocking and tragic climax. Through cunning manipulation involving Misa and the Shinigami Rem, Light finally succeeds. He forces Rem to kill L to save Misa's life, which in turn destroys Rem, as Shinigami cannot intentionally extend a human's life. Light wins. He has defeated his greatest rival. For 5 years, he reigns unopposed. As the new L, he controls the world's investigation into Kira from the inside, creating his perfect world built on fear. The world changes under Kira's rule. Wars stop. Global crime rates plummet by 70%. It seems his utopia has been achieved. But the legacy of L lives on through his successors, Nier and Mello. Raised in the same orphanage for gifted children, they are two sides of L's genius. Nier is calm, analytical, and methodical, while Mello is emotional, ruthless, and willing to work with the Mafia to achieve his goals. They reignite the hunt for Kira, and Light, now overconfident after years of unchallenged rule, starts to make mistakes. The pressure mounts. Mello's reckless actions and Nier's cold logic begin to unravel the empire Light has built. 1. The final confrontation is inevitable. Nier gathers Light and the entire Japanese task force in a desolate warehouse for the ultimate showdown. Light, ever the master manipulator, has a plan. He's arranged for a hidden follower to use a piece of the Death Note to kill everyone present except for him. He stands there, gloating, ready to declare his final victory to the world. But Nier, having anticipated Light's every move, reveals his counterplan. He had already swapped the real notebook with a fake. When Light's follower writes their names down, nothing happens. It's over. The truth is exposed. In that moment, the calm, godlike facade of Kira shatters, revealing the desperate, pathetic man underneath. He frantically tries to write Nier's name on a hidden piece of the notebook, but he's shot and wounded. In his final, desperate moments, Light runs, bleeding and defeated. The god of the new world is reduced to a panicked fugitive, and in the end, it's not Nier, Mello, or L who brings him down. It's his own Shinigami, Ryuk. Finding the game no longer interesting, Ryuk writes the name he promised to write from the very beginning, Light Yagami. As he dies, Light sees a vision of his younger self, the brilliant but innocent student he once was, a haunting reminder of the path he chose. So we're left with the question, was Light Yagami evil, or was he a tragic hero who simply went too far? He wanted to create a better world, but his methods were monstrous. Does a noble goal justify horrific means? Let me know what you think in the comments below. What would you have done with the Death Note? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from the shadows.